gang in Saigon.
Are you ever scared of dying?
Never. Death means nothing to me.
And for the next 24 hours, I've been given exclusive access behind the scenes into their murky, criminal underworld.
I've multiple people and I've spent most of my life in prison.
To understand their shady businesses and their deadly way of lifestyle.
Things can happen at any moment. You can get robbed or here.
This will be a crazy 24 hours. And the timer starts right now.
So I'm on my way to visit one of the most dangerous former gangs in Saigon. A gang that once had this city in a chokehold. But before doing that, I'm going to a slum in an area called District 4, which is locally known as the Mafia District. Let's go.
Right away, I started heading towards the Mafia District, a slum notorious for its activity, gambling dens, and but on the way there, I couldn't help but notice the huge contrast around me.
On the way to the slum, we are passing through the richest area in Saigon. This is District 1 and it's known as the Millionaire District. And as you can see from around me, we have Burberry, we have Bowman over there, we have Versace and Chanel as well. And it's not that uncommon to see some hypercars as well. But as we get closer to the slum, you can see that the roads are really starting to change. And things are getting rougher and rougher.
And not even 5 minutes after stepping into the slum, this is what happened next.
Can you ask this handsome man if he has a wife?
Ask you, did you have wife or not?
No, I'm looking. Is there a wife for me here?
No,
You can help me find one? Okay.
Yes, just a moment. I will introduce you to my niece.
They gonna bring that girl for you to meet.
Oh, wow. Hello.
This is her nephew.
Okay. Wow. Look at that. It looks like I'm going to be moving to the ship. Oh, come on.
What's your name?
My name Ali.
Oh, Ali.
Ali. Your name?
Kim Ngân.
N-G-A-N.
I thought you said Kim Jong-un. Not Kim Jong-un, huh? Bonnie.
Kim Ngân. Ngân.
Ping Ngân.
Kim Ngân. N-A-N-G-A-N.
Okay, I forgot already. She can be my mother-in-law.
Anh hỏi là vậy thì cô có thể làm mẹ vợ.
Yeah?
Of course, you have my blessings. Take her number, and if you have any issues, I'll step in. Okay?
She told us if you can get in touch with each other, and maybe she will in someday.
Okay. Okay.
My father, my mother.
Oh, wow. I'm already meeting the family. Look at that.
Having seemingly secured my future Vietnamese wife, I decided to head deeper into the slum. And believe you me, it was much rougher than I was expecting.
Throughout the 90s and the early 2000s, illegal residential areas like this used to have so much fires. And as you can see, a lot of them are basically made out of bits of rubbish, bits of old wood, some corrugated metal over here, and basically flammable material. And since these houses were illegal, a lot of people used to makeshift connections to the main electricity grid. And even worse than that, people used to light their houses with candles and evil oil lamps as well. So that's why you had so much fires. And look at this worst part as well. Since the alleyways are so narrow, you basically got no chance for fire truck getting through here.
Feeling apprehensive, I then continued to explore the slum until I got a message that stopped me in my tracks. And it was a message from one of the most dangerous former gangs in Saigon. Luckily for me though, they promised to take me deep into their territory and to reveal all the dark secrets about their gang, including their brutal prison stories and if they had ever someone. But since I was unable to meet them until the next morning, I decided to continue heading deeper into the slum.
I have bone cancer in my arm, and I have a heart condition.
Heart?
I have stage 4 cancer. I can't do regular work. I just peel fish for a living.
Oh, you peel the fish?
I make less than 20,000 dong per day.
At this point, I genuinely felt bad for her. But what she decided to show me next really shocked me.
Damn, this thing is flooded. And unfortunately, a lot of this is actually sewage water. Oh man, this is ankle level. This is much deeper than I was expecting. I thought it was only like an inch or something, but yeah, unfortunately, this smells exactly as you would expect. But look at this. Wow.
Cái đó rồi.
It's broken, huh?
Đó rồi. Đi hết rồi.
You live here? You?
Đi hết rồi. Không gì hết đó. Tôi đó.
Here?
Em đi
Wow.
Bỏ nhà đó bỏ. Quang.
One. Fire? Fire?
Đó, bỏ.
This is rough, bro. Look at this.
Cái đỏ ở đây đó. Cái đỏ đi hết rồi.
Wow. This used to be someone's house, I guess. Look at that. That is the flood line over here.
Cho chú đi vô quay luôn á. Quay nhà sạch.
Our house is collapsing around us, and I can't afford to fix it. My money goes towards treating my heart and my stage 4 cancer.
Giai đoạn 4 rồi.
Wow.
Nó làm
I am 70 years old.
Not wanting to overstay my welcome, I started to get ready to leave. But before doing that, I wanted to help out this lady and to make her day a little bit easier.
This is for you, yeah?
Thank you.
No. Thank you so much for allowing me to use your goods.
Yeah.
Huh? Have a good day, man.
Yeah.
Take care. God bless. That's rough.
Do you have kids and still don't have life insurance? Well, then you probably want to hear this. I got a $1 million.
Right here, I'm on the edge of District 4, right next to the canals and the rivers. And as you can see, houses on both sides of the river are actually built on top of stilts. That way, when all this water floods, all these houses stay nice and dry. And this is one of the things that makes this area super unique and really distinct. All of District 4 is essentially one big island. And the fact that it's so isolated made it an ideal place for a lot of crime over here. And this area was essentially controlled mostly by one man, a man known as the godfather of crime here in Saigon, a man named Nam Kam. He used to run a lot of illicit businesses like gambling and also loan sharking businesses. And it wasn't until the early 2000s that the government stepped in and slowly started to improve this area and slowly started to crack down on all the crime. And even though this area is changing, unfortunately for a lot of the residents over here, it's not changing quick enough.
I then made my way deeper into the slum to see if I can speak to some locals and to learn about their story. But what this couple decided to tell me was truly heartbreaking.
Can you tell me how long you've lived here in this area?
15 năm.
We've lived in this house for 15 years.
When we moved here, I used to work as a farm laborer, carrying heavy sacks of sugarcane. But now, I'm 74, and I can't do that anymore. We do anything to survive. We collect trash, cans, and bottles every day just to get by. We leave at 1 in the morning and come back in the afternoon. Then I leave again at 4 and work until night. I keep working late at night until I can't see in the dark anymore. When it rains at night, I sleep against the wall, waiting for the storm to pass. But later one evening, a motorbike didn't see me in the dark, and it ran straight into me and broke my leg.
So you have a motorbike crash?
Yes, many times. He also got hit on the head by another motorbike too.
Life is so miserable sometimes that I simply want to die. After work, I usually go outside of restaurants and wait for people to finish eating. Then I quietly ask them, "Hey, can you give me the leftovers, please?"
And if you thought that story was disheartening, just take a listen to this.
I was just speaking
I'm probably the only person online who shares every single one of my trades completely for free.
to this lady, and as you can see over here, this is actually the boundary of their house. So if you thought that this house is fairly small, it's actually even smaller than I realized. Over there is where they used to sleep. So you can imagine there's two of them. So they put the head over there and the legs over here, and essentially they sleep in like a zigzag fashion just so they can fit. And it wasn't until recent actually that the government allowed them to extend a little bit. That way they can double the space and make it 3 meters instead of just 1 meter over there.
Having lived such a hard life together, I really wanted to find out more about them and how they initially met.
We met when I was 31 years old and he was 36.
I was working at the market, unloading sugarcane and goods for people. When I saw her, I knew she was the one, right there and then. We got married not long after. I love this woman, and I will stay with her until my last days. A few times I tried to escape and go abroad, since I was sad I couldn't provide her with the life that she deserved. But I then thought about it and came back, since I cannot bear making her feel sad or lonely. But now, we have simply accepted our lives and our living conditions. I try to make as much money as possible, so that I can save it and give it to her to buy clothes, sandals, and have a little extra saved for when I leave this earth. I once saved around $80 and gave it to my wife to buy gold and keep it safe for a rainy day. But unfortunately, I got really sick, and we had to sell that gold so that I can afford to go to the hospital.
On New Year's Eve, he collapsed right in front of me, and we took him to the hospital. He was urinating blood. And since we couldn't afford the hospital bills, we sold all of our gold to cover the costs.
At this point, I was feeling very emotional, and I had to step outside to gather my thoughts.
From what I understood is that they've actually been living in this house for such a long time, even though it's only 3 square meters. And they essentially do anything to survive. So they work really long hours, they peel onion, they peel garlic, they do bits of recycling as well. And even though with all that hard work, they can only stand to earn about $3 per day. So you can imagine doing that for all that life, just to be able to afford to stay in a house like this is friggin' crazy, man.
After a few minutes of gathering my thoughts, I decided to help them out by giving them enough money to cover their costs for the full month. But their response really shocked me.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your house and telling me about your story. I really appreciate your time. And if it's okay with you, I just wanted to help you out a little bit. I have 5 million dong here, $200. And I hope it makes your next month or two a little bit easier. And hopefully you can work a little bit less and just take some time off. Come in. Come in. Come in. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
And it's probably no shock to you that I was only able to help out this family because of the incredible support that you've been showing me on my most recent videos. So if you want us to be able to help out another wonderful family in the future, then all I ask you to do is just to hit the like button.
Thank you so much, huh? Thank you. God bless. God bless you, huh? I hope you stay married for much, much longer, huh? I will see you in 100 years. God bless. Thank you so much. Have a good day, huh? Pinch up. Take care.
Feeling emotional, I left the family behind and I started to get ready to meet the former gang. And believe you me, what they promised to tell me was crazy. But since I still had some time to kill, I decided to make my way to a riverside slum, only to be interrupted by the local Vietnamese babushka.
Oh, xin chào. Xin chào. Wow, look at these alleyways, man. Super small. But people are cool over here. Let's see. Xin chào. Xin chào. Oh, look at this. This is pretty interesting. So it looks like it's some sort of dried coconut flesh. And from speaking to some locals, actually, they explained that they go ahead and dry this, crush it, and they essentially go ahead and feed it to animals, pigs, dogs, chickens as well. And then that way they go ahead and feed them. You can eat this one? Oh, for me? Okay. Oh, come on. Come on. It's very good. Wow. It's some sort of sesame and some peanuts as well. Very nice. You can eat this one or no? For animals, huh? Can I eat one? Eat?
Cái này chưa thích.
No, I don't eat.
Nấu lên mới ăn được. Còn bắt đầu
Yeah.
xào lên rồi mới ăn. Chứ giờ chưa ăn được.
I will just eat this one then, huh?
Ngon không?
This one's good. It's very good for you. Okay? Yeah, for you. For the food. Yeah. No, for you. No, please, for you. You can buy some coffee. Coffee for you.
Coffee.
Coffee for you. Okay? Come on. Thank you.
Cảm ơn.
Say come on. Bye-bye.
Cảm ơn.
Bye-bye. Nice ladies, man. And these are the hotties of District 4.
At this point, I started to make my way to the riverside slum. And from what I've read about it on the internet, this place was not for the faint of heart.
So you're probably wondering how I have the guts to go ahead and visit places like this and to go ahead and attempt to meet one of the most dangerous former gangs in Vietnam. Honestly, I wonder about that myself sometimes as well. Is it dangerous over here in these slums and in these hoods?
Actually, it depends on the area where you want to go in. But not far away here, I used to be robbed around.
You got robbed?
Yeah, I got robbed before.
Oh, God. Xin chào.
Where you come from?
London. Honestly, out here, anything can happen. Whether it's an accident on this motorbike or something a lot more serious inside the slums, having the support of a reliable injury law firm can make all the difference. I can come here and focus on what I came here to do, to show you the unknown side of Vietnam without worrying about what might happen. And that is where Morgan & Morgan comes in.
They are America's largest injury law firm, and they don't settle for lowball offers. Just recently, they secured a $12 million payout in Florida, which was 34 times more than the highest insurance offer.
Wow, look at that. We are getting closer and closer to the Riverside slum. And as you can see, this place is getting rougher and rougher. I hope it's safe over here. One of the best things about Morgan & Morgan is that submitting a claim is very simple and it takes less than 2 minutes just by filling out this tiny form. And I can even do that here on the back of this motorbike.
We get closer and closer to the floating market slum area. Are you ready to visit that?
I am definitely ready, man.
Let's go.
So whether you get injured on your day-to-day or when you're getting out of your comfort zone like I am, you can go ahead and check out Morgan & Morgan using the link in the description or by scanning the QR code to work with a legal team that will fight for you to become their client. All right, here we are. We just arrived to the Riverside slum.
And not even 5 minutes into arriving to this seemingly dangerous slum, a local vendor stopped us. And he offered us a free coconut and invited us into his boathouse.
He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yep.
I can only count to 9. I'm sure he has 10 fingers, huh?
So now like you got a little store, they enjoy it directly.
This one is for you, sir?
Yes, thank you.
So this nice man invited us to go ahead and go on his boat.
Yep.
And this is how we get across his boat.
Yeah, get a bit.
I'll film you first, Vincent, huh? Oh God, look at that. Time to attempt to get over this with a camera in one hand and a coconut in the other. Oh. The worst thing about this is I'm scared of heights and I also can't swim, so. Oh, look at him. I got him behind me, he's helping.
Yes, correct. Perfect.
All right, we made it. All right, and let's look deeper inside this man's operation that he kindly invited us to go ahead and show. So this is essentially the storage area of all the fruit. So we have mangoes, I think they are papayas. We have some bananas over here that they actually go ahead and dry. That way they can keep it for a lot longer. And they'll stay and sleep over here at night as well. So this is their place of business, but also where they live as well. Wow, this is pretty interesting, man. Look at that. We are right next to the river as well.
Not wanting to take advantage of this vendor's generosity, I insisted on paying him and tipping him a little bit extra. But he refused, and he told me that this extra money would be put to a much better use by donating it to someone that was simply known as the lady under the bridge.
The man didn't accept the tip. He said just go ahead and give it someone else. Thank you.
And with that, we started to make our way to meet the lady under the bridge, only to be interrupted by my friend's terrible singing.
In my head.
Oh, you can sing, huh?
Mohondi. You in my head.
Stick to tour guide, brother. You're not better at that.
And as we started to head deeper into the slum, I couldn't help but shake one lingering thought in my head.
The deeper that I go into Saigon, the more I realize that this place is a place of extremes. Look at this. We got big buildings over there, huge skyscrapers, you got infinity pools on top of them. But just over here by the riverside, you got people living in shack houses right next to the rubbish, and they are living on less than $1 per day. And actually, that is not the saddest part. The saddest part is about the lady that lives over here, which is locally known as the lady underneath the bridge. Let's go meet her. Ciao. How are you?
Right away, I wanted to ask her some deep questions, as I knew that my time with her would be very limited.
Can you tell us about your story and how long you've lived here underneath the bridge?
I have lived here under the bridge for a very long time. Unfortunately, I have no other choice because my family stole all my money.
Yeah, still living here over 30 years. Yeah, I need a pass for a house just right there. But after the renovation of the government, so the house was stolen and make it become like a big park. And now when the government get the money for her family, she got 4 siblings. But the 3 siblings took all the money and ran away and left her behind here.
They took all the money. This is where she sleeps.
Like, there are 2 spaces. She's sleeping on the fan there, or she's sleeping on the hammock.
Just over here, that hammock here. Does she get any support from people, from friends or government? How does she survive making money?
Honestly, I don't have anyone. I just recycle trash for a living.
She no husband and even like no family now. Good luck for her that like the inside neighborhood, they also got like a charity restaurant, but they just serve only breakfast for her.
Right.
And after that, in the afternoon, in the evening, she had to walking around to find some recycle to sell to earn money. Her leg is not really good, and even he just fell down, so he couldn't walk far away. Then he just walked around the park here and some of the trash area, the garbage area. Yeah. And one day she earned only 20, 30, or sometimes 40,000 a day.
So about $1.
Like $1.25,000. I say maybe 50,000 and $2 a day.
Wow, man.
As shocked as I was with this lady's hard life, I was even more shocked by what she decided to tell me next.
Even though I am poor, I try to help people around me because I believe in karma. I often donate my money and go without food for the day.
She just told me the story like there was a lady selling a lottery ticket in the park, but someone steal all the lottery ticket. Then the lady is crying in the park, and she saw her, and she just collect kind of recycle. She earned about 20,000. She make a decision to send all the money to her.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of people tell like, oh, why you poor and then you give money to another people? You stupid something.
Wow.
But she don't care. She doesn't care.
Wow.
And as you consider like, okay, something like something she can help other people happier is okay.
Wow.
And she didn't have food for the whole day on that day.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you, man?
She told me that like she didn't remember how old is she now because she got a lot of struggling and then her memory is not really good.
Oh.
And so even now he didn't know.
She doesn't know her
She
age?
doesn't know.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how old is she.
Oh.
Also.
I think 25. 25.
Anh nghĩ là 25 tuổi, có 25 tuổi.
You're younger than me. You're still very beautiful, huh?
As I learned more about her story, she kept mentioning her gratitude for a local charity restaurant. A restaurant that provided free meals for her and for others in the surrounding area. And it was a restaurant that I really wanted to visit to understand their motivation. But first, I decided to help out this lady and to make her day a little bit better.
Thank you so much for helping that lottery lady. I think that's very nice of you, and thank you for paying it forward. So if it's okay with you, I would like to return some good karma for you. Here's $200 for you. I hope it makes your life a little bit simpler. Yeah, some medicine for your needs, and I hope you feel better. Come on. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless, and I hope you have a nice day. Keep smiling, huh? Keep smiling. God bless. What a sweet lady. She came and gave us a goodbye to make sure we are safe. Come on. Thank you so much, huh? Thank you so much. Have a blessed day, huh? Keep smiling.
Yeah, bye-bye cô.
Come on. Have a good day, ma'am. Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye.
I then made my way back home and started to get ready to meet the former gang in the morning. But since I still had a few hours to kill, I decided to do a quick pit stop by the local charity restaurant.
So let me go ahead and show you the operations. So we have some bananas over here, some cucumbers and zucchinis. We got the lady doing some onions over here. I don't really know what this is. Kind of looks like a potato, some sort of starchy vegetable. And over here is the main operation. We are doing some meat, some eggplant, and some soup as well. Look at that. I've never seen someone go inside a saucepan with a huge shovel like that. Apparently we are going to be feeding, I think it's like 500 people.
This charity shop has been open for 30 years. We started it in 1975. Our goal is to help everyone, the homeless people, the poor students, the orphans, and even the hospital patients, since the food in the hospital is very expensive. But it really doesn't matter who you are. If you need help, we will do our best to provide it.
So right now the time is 10 a.m. and as you can see, this place is just starting to open and we have a long line of people to come and receive some food. And just out of respect for these people, I'm going to go ahead and blur out all of their faces as well.
We are Missionaries for Jesus Christ, and we teach about God's love and about this book. Each page of this book testifies about his son Jesus Christ and what he did for us. And we promise that as you learn more about this book, you will find God more in your life.
Click the link below to get a free copy.
In this charity shop, we only charge 2,000 Vietnamese dong, which is about 8 cents in US dollars. This is just a symbolic amount because we want those that are in need to feel like they are providing for themselves so that they can maintain their dignity. But even then, many can't afford it. For those people, we offer them free meals.
So why do you personally choose to help out here? I know you could be out there, you could be working, you could be earning money, but instead you spend your time here and you volunteer.
All of us here are volunteers. We don't earn money doing this. I work 2 jobs just to support myself and my family. It is hard work, but seeing these people happy and knowing they won't go hungry for today makes it all worth it.
Listening to his story, I was genuinely inspired by his commitment to help those around him that were less fortunate. And even though my budget for this trip was super limited, I couldn't help but donate to his cause.
I just wanted to say thank you for all the work you're doing. The world is much better with people like you, and I really appreciate all the things you are doing. And if it's okay with you, I want you to donate a little bit of money. So here, have $200. Please use it so we can feed some more people. So they're going to go ahead and register it to make sure that all the money goes to the right cause as well.
And if all this effort is not worth liking the video for, then I don't know what is. So go on, click that like button.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me as well. God bless you.
At this point, there was no going back, and it was time to meet the dangerous former gang. Wish me luck.
So I just made it to the meeting location, and this is what I'm supposed to be meeting in. And I believe that is the man right here. That is Mr. Phong.
Hello.
Mr. Phong.
Tôi là Phương.
Welcome. I am Mr. Phong. I lived here in Saigon during the brutal 1990s.
Right away, I was keen to get stuck into some important questions, as I was genuinely in myself.
So we are in District 4. This is the Market District. Are you not scared walking outside in the street right now?
Where we are right now was the epicenter of crime, the most dangerous part of District 4. My brothers and I lived through it all. The years of purges, confrontations, and ambushes hardened me. These streets don't scare me, and I've survived their worst.
This area used to be one of the most notorious danger zones. Even though it's safer now, there's still a 50% chance of things kicking off at any moment. You can still get those here. Danger hasn't disappeared. It just camouflages better.
And if you thought that story was scary, just take a listen to this.
My body and head bears the scars from my past conflicts in District 4. In the early 2000s, every notorious figure in the South was here fighting over territories like nightclubs, bars, and illegal money lending. I've been in countless situations where I barely made it out alive. I carried multiple people, and I've spent most of my life in prison. It was just a part of daily life, and these scars are a stark reminder of those violent times.
Having learnt about their violent past, I really wanted to find out more about what types of businesses they were involved in.
What were the main gang activities in this area over here? I heard a lot of crazy stories, but can you actually tell me what you used to see over here growing up?
This district was the breeding ground for illicit operations and nefarious businesses. Protection rackets and forced were rampant. It was also the home of the largest gambling den in this city. My brother, Nam Kam, was its leader, and he controlled the entire operation. Stings and fights were an everyday reality. People just to claim a piece of territory and to earn a chance at making a living. It wasn't about choice, it was about survival.
Feeling nervous, I tentatively asked my next question.
You've been through so much things in your life. You've been in prison for so long. Are you ever scared of dying?
I have never been afraid of dying. If I were, I would have never survived here, let alone thrived. The only thing I fear in life is losing loyalty and righteousness. I fear nothing else.
With his stern response still fresh in my mind, we then drove to a local cafe to meet the rest of his former gang. And believe you me, their past was just as dangerous, if not more. But before I could ask them any questions, we needed to break the ice by trying the local tukla.
They were telling me that this small bag used to cost over $100 inside the prison. Obviously here, it's much cheaper. But yeah, there you go. You had to be like a billionaire, essentially, to smoke inside the prison. Okay. So it's essentially a pipe, with a little bit of tobacco, and some water. Let's see how we do it.
Thôi cho được say cho em. Bà lý tôi say anh.
Em nói.
Chắc ở Hà Nội thôi. Chắc ở Hà Nội.
Wow, that
Hà Nội có hút rồi à?
Có 2 bánh thôi.
So apparently, if you don't have breakfast, it hits you a lot stronger. And I didn't have breakfast. Let's try again.
Cứ chơi đi.
Wow,
Đây rồi.
that is strong. That's strong. You too?
Lại trà uống trà.
Oh, with
trà.
the tea helps?
Okay.
So apparently the tea helps.
Chào bác á.
Wow, that is a huge head rush.
At this point, my head was genuinely spinning. And so, I decided to proceed with caution and to ask my next question.
Wait, if you've taken Uber since 2019, this is the money glitch that's getting women properly compensated. Uber.
I'm guessing a lot of you have spent a lot of time in prison. Can you tell me a little bit more about your prison stories and how long you spent in prison?
Trust me, Vietnamese prisons are no joke. They are some of the toughest in the world. It is pure chaos. People fight over the smallest of things. You either survive or you don't. When I was younger, I followed my brothers from the north to come here to Saigon. Our existence was built around fighting and competing for territory until we eventually got caught and went to prison. Some of us got the penalty, some got life in prison, but I was amongst the lucky ones. I only had to spend 15 years behind bars.
Having learnt about their prison stories, I was interested in finding out more about how they met and why they got involved in the gang.
So obviously this is like a big group. I think there is like 7 or 8 of us. How did you know each other and how long have you known each other for?
Most of my brothers here aren't originally from Saigon. We all came from the central region to build our lives and to start our careers. But while working here, we encountered gangs and violence. And before we knew it, we became entangled in that crazy lifestyle. It wasn't out of choice. It was purely out of necessity. Even though that life is now...
I wanted to find out if they regretted any of their past actions, but their answer really shocked me.
If I have one regret, it's the pain I caused my parents. My heart is full of sadness, and my only mission now is to repay them. Back then, they suffered through my darkest days, and I couldn't do anything for them. But now, somehow, someday, I will. Family is the most important thing to me.
Are you ever still tempted to go back to that old life, and do you miss it? It's a fair question.
We now live in peace, and we've washed our hands from our past. We run legal businesses, and we contribute positively to society. In everything we do, we aim to support those who are less fortunate than us. We're trying to be better, trying to be more true to ourselves. But even now, there are rivals who try to suppress us and try to hold us down. And if and when that happens, we will have no choice but to handle things like we did in the old days.
Back then, life was simple and it was black and white. You knew exactly who your enemies were and who were your brothers. The grudges, the friendships, it was all so clear. But now, you never know. A man will invite you into his home, offer you food and drinks, and he will still be ready to you in the back at any moment.
At this point, I finally managed to earn their trust. So much so that they decided to show me their former gang headquarters.
Where we're standing right now used to be one of the most complicated areas in this city. It originally belonged to the military, but it was also the territory of the big boss, Nam Cam. Now it's been completely transformed, but back then, this was the headquarters of the gang.
Just over there, people used to get on boats to smuggle contraband across the river from District 1 to District 4. Look at it now. High-rise buildings, clean streets. It all seems so safe. But in the past, neither this side nor the other was safe, and it was full of danger. This used to be the main hub for the smugglers. Boats constantly came and went, carrying illegal goods. When the police raided, smugglers would jump into the river and swim to the other side, hiding beneath their boats to escape. If you had strong lungs, you might make it. If not, you'd drown. And even if you were lucky enough to escape the police, there was still one more danger waiting. The rival gang on the other side.
Elbow, you would not realize this, man. This is obviously the most expensive area in all of Saigon, and we're surrounded by literally the most expensive real estate. But yeah, just 10 years ago, this place used to be a complete people selling activities. The main gang headquarters used to be over there. This place was different.
With me clearly feeling overwhelmed by their violent stories, they decided to lighten their mood by showing me where they used to party. But if you thought that this place was all about having a good time, you, my friend, are sadly mistaken.
This is Monaco, one of the most infamous hotspots of the early 2000s. This club used to throw extravagant parties, hosting around 500 elite guests, the finest of drinks and the best of foods. It was a playground for the rich and powerful. But don't get me wrong, it wasn't all luxury and excess. Fights broke out regularly, so much so that hundreds of policemen used to be here at all times.
Since all parts of society used to gather here, it was impossible to avoid violence. One of the most infamous incidents in this area was a massive clash between southern and northern gangs. A huge group armed with and other started fighting, turning this entire block into a scene of pure bloodshed. During the chaos, things spiraled out of control, and a policeman had his hand completely off. In another incident, a notorious northern gang from Haiphong slapped the cheek of Mr. Nam Kam's son-in-law. And if you know anything about Saigon in the 90s and early 2000s, you'd know that no one messed with Mr. Nam Kam's family. Fortunately, the bosses of both the northern and southern gangs stepped in before things escalated. If they hadn't, it would have turned into an all-out war.
Having learnt about their criminal past, I really wanted to find out more about them as individuals, not as former gangsters and certainly not as violent thugs. And so I decided to ask this question.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you.
So I could tell you look fresh. You got a really cool style. I have a question. How many girlfriends did you have back in the day?
That was my expertise. I was a party person. We had women everywhere. You would need at least 10 hands just to begin to count them all. And they were all 10 out of 10s. Only the most beautiful girls made it inside the club. The ugly ones had to wait outside.
So
this guy had a place on lockdown. Playboy, huh? I could tell by the style. I could tell.
Yeah.
And now, how many go?
Now, I'm a retired playboy. I just have 3 wives.
3 wives?
Yeah.
My man. I knew it. I could see the sparkle in his eyes.
And not wanting to miss my chance at finding a Vietnamese wife, I decided to ask this egregious question.
I've rented girlfriends all over the world, but I really need a Vietnamese wife. Can you hook it up?
I caught is it? Is it? Yeah.
My man.
Yeah.
There you go. We got a Vietnamese wife coming up.
Easy. I'll hook you up. Whether you're in Vietnam, Korea, China, the Indian Ocean, or even Malaysia. Just say so, and it is done.
He's a useful man to know.
Having built mutual respect for each other, they then decided to surprise me by inviting me to a private family dinner. And as we sat around the table sharing food and stories, I couldn't help but reflect on the events of the last 24 hours. To me, it was clear that Saigon is a city of many contrasts. A city where a history of war has given way to a spirit of resilience, where the ultra-rich live alongside the most impoverished, and where the most violent former gangsters now contribute positively to their communities. And while I may never fully understand these contrasts, I do understand one thing for certain, and that is Saigon is a city of heart. A city where kindness still exists, where hope refuses to die, and where even the smallest acts of generosity can make a world of a difference.
I'm sticking to water.
And if you like this video, YouTube thinks that you're gonna love this one. I mean, you got nothing else to do, so you might as well watch it.